Welcome into episode 3 of the Benchwarmers podcast. I'm Alex, he's Daniel, and Daniel is a donut or a waffle, basically a donut.
Is a waffle a donut? It's a flatter, it's dough.
Yeah.
It's a flour-based product, just less sweet than a donut, but it's a breakfast food item. Very random discussion that we're coming in. We're excited about Drip Donuts coming back.
Yep.
Finding a location. I guess this is free advertising for Drip Donut right now, but I cannot wait to buy a maple bacon donut again, and it can't come soon enough.
And if you do sit the bench all the time, you probably eat a lot of donuts. So let's go, Drip. Let's get the sponsorship going. Let's try the chicken and donuts on the show.
And the waffle comes in because somebody was talking about
chicken and donuts.
Chicken and donuts
is what they're going to have.
Okay, all right. So
it's
I'm excited to try it. I'm intrigued.
Okay, so free ad. Drip Donuts. Anyways, it is NFL Draft Week.
Yes.
That's obviously the huge topic in the sports world this week. We're recording this on Monday, airs on Wednesday. So when you're listening to this, it will be the day before the draft. And, I think maybe sometimes the draft is overhyped. I feel like that this may be being under so.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that big, like, this guy is the number one, like, generational type talent, so I think that kind of plays into it. You have intriguing prospects, Cam Orchard, Sanders are the two quarterbacks. Ashton Genty as well, that have the excitement level up. Abdul Carter is a solid talent that could be a Hall of Famer. A lot of people talking about, what potential he has. But in terms of the, like, there's no intrigue of, like, well, who are they going to take? And that's going to create the cascading effect of goes down from there. That happens in any draft, but there's not a surefire, okay, who's going to go number one and then who's going to fight for this type intrigue compared to years past. Yep. And for those that are watching the podcast, for the listeners, I'm wearing a Reggie Bush jersey circa 2006. That draft had a lot of intrigue of what was going to happen heading into the draft, but 16-year-old Daniel Brown checking ESPN.com the night before the draft sees Mario Williams signing with the Texans. My brain exploded.
Yeah.
I immediately called my brother and was like, oh my God, the Saints are going to draft Reggie Bush. So for those that don't know the history of the Saints, 2005 Hurricane Katrina, Moribund franchise on the move. They come back to New Orleans for the 2006 season, but you still don't know if they're going to draft Reggie Bush.
Right. Well, because Leinart was available. Right. You didn't know about Drew.
But it was like, there was Reggie Bush was going number one. And the fact that the Texans passed up on him, it was like, all right, here are the Saints. Are they going to make the move? And until you heard the name Reggie Bush come out of the commissioner's mouth, it wasn't a done deal. But I immediately bought a Reggie Bush jersey, and I still have it to today. Well, the Saints logo with the state of Louisiana. I just love this thing.
The Saints franchise is never the same once they get rid of that patch.
This should be permanent.
You got to keep that.
The Louisiana patch. I mean, this thing is just beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah,
oh, my God.
The Mudbugs have it, which I love. We'll talk about them in a minute.
State outlines in general logos.
Yeah,
whether
but
it's
Louisiana's
Texas,
a good-looking state.
But Louisiana's got just the boots, the shape of an L.
You put the star where the team is. It's classic. You can't beat it.
It all fits.
Yeah. My Reggie Bush story, similar. Did you ever live in a trailer? Like a mobile home?
Briefly.
Okay, so and hopefully some of our viewers know what I'm talking about. When someone would walk through a mobile home, you'd hear it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's, I guess it's what NBA playoffs are on at this time of year. The game goes late, Sports Center comes on. I'm sitting in my room, my dad's sitting in his, and it's dun-dun-dun. Houston, we have a draft pick, and it's not Reggie Bush. And then you just hear through the trailer, him and me meet in the living room. Yeah. We just hug each other and start jumping around. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then my dad's like, wait, we could still screw this up. So,
and that's the anxiety. That's what you felt until it was like, are they going to go offensive lineman? Are they going to go somebody else?
And Matt said in my ear, and they did, which they did not.
Right.
They very much did not. They won a Super Bowl.
They went to the NFC Championship game that year, and then 2009, health, froze over, pigs flown, and Saints,
Reggie Bush was instrumental.
Oh yeah, he's a Super Bowl champion.
In that run, that game in St. Louis,
the game against Arizona in the playoffs.
The playoffs against Arizona
went clean off. The leap against Miami, just picturesque. But to go back to your point about trailers, is a double wide a trailer?
Yes.
Okay, so I was an evacuee from New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. My aunt and uncle, shout out to them, Nanny Kim and Uncle Todd. They had a double wide, very luxurious. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess that's my trailer experience.
Well, I'm a trailer park kid, so nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with trailer parks, man. You got a place to live.
But so that was a great night for us. And I understand why Matt's being so loud in our ear. We will hear from Matt. We do have another Matt's Minute this week. And the reason he's so fired up is because he feels like he's got a great quarterback coming his way first overall. Did you see the Fortnite thing with Cam Ward?
I have not.
Okay, so Cam Ward was on Fortnite, live streaming. And the chat was messing with him, and they were asking him all of these questions like, who's your favorite running back? Who's your favorite this? Who's your favorite that? And he was basically saying, oh, Tony Pollard. Or he was just dropping, making it very obvious where he was going to go. Right. And then they deleted the video after. So I think that this one's a done deal.
I think that's the NFL being like, can we create some intrigue?
Right.
Because, the team's not going to explicitly say, yes, we're going to draft this guy unless they're just like, screw you, Roger. We're going to do what we want. Yeah. And let's get the jerseys printed now. But I would assume that they are going to do that with.
Yeah, and we almost talked about this off air. I said save it. Talking about the Saints. Yeah. Adam Schefter had a report on Monday that the Saints are leaning Jackson Dart. That's who they want. Old Miss quarterback. You ever heard of the smoke screen, Daniel?
No, it's a lot of very well used.
And it's not
tactic.
Guaranteed that Shador drops to 9, right?
No.
So I could see a world in which maybe the Saints have people believing even if Shador were to slip, they're not interested in him. They want Dart, and it's all the long play to get Shador. Yeah. I have no idea.
Yes. So I don't know if we want to get into it right now.
May as well. We're all over the place right now.
Uninformed, ill-informed mock draft picks of, we're going to go top 12. Saints pick 9, Cowboys pick 12. Alex, you have the honor since you got the paper out first. Alex Anderson's 2025 NFL first-round selections, top 12, Alex Anderson.
No way that these will be wrong. So we'll start. I know that number 1 is right.
Okay.
Cam Ward, out of Miami.
Right.
Bam. I think we get our first shock at number 2.
Okay.
Because I think that the Cleveland Browns need some buzz, right? You don't want to take I don't think you can take another one of these quarterbacks at 2, especially when you're the Browns. You're scared of that. I don't know. You got Flacco, whatever.
Right.
You worry about quarterback later. You get the guy that is going to get you the most headlines possible, Travis Hunter. You grab him. Heisman winner, 2nd overall to Cleveland.
Yeah, I like that pick.
You take him. Number 3, the Giants, Abdul Carter, Penn State. I feel like that's a no-brainer. They need that. Go. Number 4, Patriots. They have their quarterback, right? What do you need to do to your quarterback?
Give him an offensive line.
You need to give him an offensive line. You need to give him Will Campbell out of LSU.
Oh!
Got to go way up there.
That'll get some oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Way up there. You got to protect him. You know LSU is going to be solid in that position.
Drafting Green Bay this year, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Didn't know that. Okay. And then we start getting spotty. We go to number 5.
Right.
I'm going to say Mason Graham out of Michigan here.
Okay.
The Jaguars, they think they probably still have their quarterback, right?
I'm also seeing how much of Alex's list match with mine, but Alex, continue.
And then I think at number 6, I feel like this is one that's obvious that everyone's picking because it just, man, does it ever fit Ashton Genty to the Raiders? I mean, does he not just look like a Raider?
Yeah.
I mean, standing back there in his, like, terrifying stance in the black and silver.
He'd look good in the old black and silver.
Yeah, I love that pick. Okay, so now you're going to have to help me with the name and my handwriting. The guy from Mizzou.
Is it Armand Membo?
That's it. I have him going to the Jets.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
There we go.
I apologize if somehow he's going to listen to this podcast.
He's not.
Strong.
Go to the Jets at 7. Take. And then I think the Panthers go Jalen Walker out of Georgia.
Okay.
At 8. And then at 9, New Orleans. I think that the smoke screen is real. I think that somehow Shador has fallen to 9. And I think the New Orleans Saints want Shador Sanders. And I think a lot of it has to do with buzz. I think that when you look at Mickey Loomis, you have to feel he's got to feel some pressure right now. I mean, it doesn't seem that way outwardly, but
whether or not this Derek Carr is going to play in 2025 or not, the Saints need to think about the future.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Oh, yeah. And Kellen Moore probably doesn't want to play with Derek Carr. He probably doesn't want to play with Spencer Rattler. He probably wants his own project, right? I mean, this is his first head coaching gig. Carr's damaged goods. I'm sorry, Derek. I love you. You seem like a great guy.
Yeah.
Another shoulder injury, right? It just doesn't seem like that's going anywhere. The money no. Rattler, not very exciting. I think they go with Shador Sanders. How that goes, I have no idea. At number 10, the Bears. What do they need? They need pass catchers. They need a strong tight end. They need Tyler Warren out of Penn State.
Okay.
And then I had to go to 12, so we started getting crazy.
Yeah.
I got
wanted to include the Cowboys.
Mikael Williams from Georgia going 11 to the Niners. And then, I don't know how to say his first name, but the wide receiver out of Arizona, McMillan. They need a pass catcher in Dallas. Someone to take the load off CeeDee Lamb. Give me the Arizona kid, and I'm done with
I like that. I like that. So, Alex, very good. Top 12. I'll go with my list as well. We both agree. Cam Ward, Miami, quarterback to the Tennessee Titans. Number 2, I think the Browns, they don't go for the splash pick. They have the best defensive line in the country, in the NFL, and go Abdul Carter out of Penn State.
That would be mean.
Edge rusher. The New York Giants, they could use some positive headlines after their last few seasons, and they go Travis Hunter,
Oh, I like
Colorado
that a lot.
cornerback,
Yeah.
and he may play a little offense to help out Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson.
Think about Jameis Winston describing Travis Hunter.
Oh, he's just
Like a post practice, like training camp.
Yeah.
Jameis is in front of the media. They ask him about Travis Hunter, who's been playing offense. We need that.
He may want to adopt Travis Hunter as his
maybe
a son. But number 4, New England Patriots, the return of the running back, Ashton Genty, going earlier than expected.
Take a little pressure off Drake May.
Yeah.
Matt agrees.
So Ashton Genty, Boise State running back. Jacksonville Jaguars, hey, let's get some defensive line help. Mason Graham out of Michigan, defensive tackle, solid pick there. Las Vegas Raiders, instead of going for a splash pick, they need to build from the front, and they go Armand Membu, Missouri, offensive tackle.
I don't hate it.
The New York the New York Jets. Quarterback kind of set, Justin Fields. We'll see what they want to do. Just in terms of a bridge quarterback, may not want to have a reach, so get a solid pick. Offensive player, Tyler Warren, Penn State tight end.
Like it.
Caroline Castora, 2 Penn Staters being drafted in the top 7, so she would be happy about that.
Yep.
Number 8, the Carolina Panthers. They go safe defense. Jalen Walker there seems to be set at quarterback. Good, strong showing for Bryce Young. Happy to see him after getting a lot of flack. So good news for him. I think that number 9, the New Orleans Saints, decide to say no smokescreen. We're very public in our love for Jackson Dart.
At 9?
At 9, they shock. They shock and disappoint their fan base. And draft Jackson Dart, number 9. Number 10, Bears defense. They need a lot of help. Michael Williams, Georgia edge. Is it Michael or Michael?
I said Michael. You say Michael. And then we got
so hey, he's going to Chicago, get some deep dish pizza. Chicago, one of my favorite cities. Deep dish pizza, love it. San Francisco 49ers, number 11, Jahdae Barron, Texas cornerback. They used defensive help. They need a lot of help. They lost a lot of defensive talent. And then at number 12, the Dallas Cowboys blow up the internet. They blow up the world. They draft Shedeur Sanders. Okay? Because this is a future. Brian Schottenheimer's not going to last. They draft Shedeur, have the quarterback in place. Dak's going to get hurt. And then Deion Sanders, one more year at Colorado, next year, coach of the Cowboys. I mean, ESPN First Take, Fox Sports 1, everybody loses their mind.
It would be
the
insane.
internet crashes.
Yeah.
Nobody can get on because everybody's rushing to voice their opinions.
Yep.
Shedeur Sanders to the Cowboys. What do you think, Alex?
I think it's a good thing that this comes out the day before the draft, so these bad takes won't have a long time to marinate in the ether.
Could you? But it's more. It's more for the Schadenfreude of it. Of like,
incredible.
how hilarious and awesome would it be?
Yeah,
Just
it
how
would be
crazy.
the best. It would.
I mean, I want Dak Prescott to be healthy, play all 17 games and everything. But just, could you imagine the insanity?
Oh, the Mudbugs just went down 1-0. Sorry,
Clairvoyance, the Mudbugs game's going on as well.
Yeah. No, okay, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And also, that theory would help my theory that makes no sense. My long-standing theory that Dak Prescott needs to come home. You know?
Look, Cowboys would be in cap hell. Saints would be in cap hell. Hey, let's all burn together.
Yeah, let's do it. And then I'll have more fun personally. It's just a thing that I would be excited for, and that's it. So, okay.
That was fun, right?
Yeah, that was a good time. Shador to the Cowboys would
Yeah.
be unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, and that wasn't that talked about
It was
while back?
It was a possibility thrown
Yeah.
out there. I think it was like one of the first take hotline. Let's throw a hot topic out there. I mean, this was a lot of fun. I don't know if we want to get into the Mudbugs at this
Maybe
point.
we should save Mudbugs till after the interview, because our interview, and we can talk a little bit before we get to it, our interview is draft related. Somebody that we could very well see in the first round, and that's Landon Jackson out of Pleasant Grove, Arkansas Razorback. You're going to hear a lot of it here in just a minute, but man, what a great guy.
Great guy. Hoping he does well in the NFL. Awesome story. And a local kid. We always want to root on the kids from the Arklatex, whether they're from the 318.
Right.
I don't know the area code in Texarkana. I probably should know that. I think 903. Shout out to Matt. Texarkana, Texas native Landon Jackson sat down and talked with the Benchwarmers.
We now welcome in another very special guest to the Benchwarmers, Landon Jackson, former Arkansas defensive lineman and, of course, Pleasant Grove Hawk. Getting ready for a pretty big week coming up for you, Landon. I guess we'll start there. Thanks for joining us. And what are the emotions like knowing that before too long here you're going to hear your name called in the NFL draft?
I mean, it's real exciting, I mean, it's a blessing, something I've been working for since I was real young. So really just taking it all in, enjoying the moment, not trying to get too anxious, not trying to stress a whole lot, because, I mean, millions of people wish they could be in the position I'm in right now. So just embracing the moment and really excited to see where I go.
And it looks like you're on the road right now, traveling around. What's this process been like, visiting different teams, and where are you right now?
Yeah, no, real exciting. I've been early on, I was living in Arizona training for combine and everything. After combine, I went back to Fayetteville. Worked out up there, did pro day up there, and then yesterday I came down to Dallas, just doing a lot of D-line training, trying to keep the craft in tune before I get to where I'm going.
And how quick is that turnaround, man? You end your season at Arkansas, and then you immediately flip to draft prep. Do you get any downtime mixed in there, or are you just going straight ready for the NFL right after the season?
Yeah, basically straight. I mean, my agent said before this process is going to be the longest year of your life. There's no breaks. You're constantly going. So I had my mind made up, prepared for it. December 9th, I headed to Arizona, and man, I've been full go ever since.
And full go at the combine for sure. The vertical was incredible, man. You see those comparisons to guys like Myles Garrett and stuff. And how rewarding was that experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it went great. I think all it did was help me. I mean, in the meetings at the combine, just everything that I did at the combine, I feel like I really excelled in. So I think all it did was really help me, and that was the plan, to really prepare myself to kill that process and boost myself as much as I really can, because I already put the film out there. I've already did everything I needed to do in college. So my biggest thing was just keeping it going throughout this pre-draft process.
I'm sure you had a lot of people, or still have a lot of people in your ear about, what you should do, how you should do this. Who did you seek out to ask for advice about this prep, whether it was combine or interviews with teams?
Yeah, actually, I'd say there was a lot of previous players that have been through this process that I talked to. Our kicker last year from Arkansas, Cameron Little, he was in this process last year, so kind of just asked him how the combine stuff went, all that went. And then one of my old teammates at LSU, Mason Smith, he got drafted a second round of the Jaguars last year. So I kind of got on calls with those two guys, and they really helped me through the process and just kind of give me a heads up of what I'm about to get into. And it was really big before the combine, because the combine, I mean, it's something else. You're nonstop for a week, 5 a.m. till midnight every day. So I just kind of got on the call with them and kind of asked them how these interviews go, how what type of questions they ask, how the process is, how the medicals are, all that, because I really just wanted to, I guess, be prepared for it. And I feel like those guys definitely helped me tremendously with my preparation.
As much as you can prepare for it, was there anything that caught you off guard in the process in Indianapolis?
Honestly, no. It went a lot smoother than I thought it would. I was preparing for the worst. I was preparing for, I guess, the days they were, but I was preparing for a lot quicker of a turnaround throughout the day. And so it went really smooth. Medicals went really smooth. My only injuries really were from high school. So they were just looking over some of those, but I mean, nothing major with medicals. So that went real smooth. And meetings went great too. So overall, I feel like, the process was pretty simple at the combine, but I do feel like if I didn't prepare myself the way that I did, it would have been a lot rougher.
Yeah, for sure. And you hear the legends of some of the odd questions that teams ask these guys as they're thinking about who to select. Is there anything, you don't have to give us a team, you don't have to call anyone out, but was there any question or anything that kind of stood out to you that was maybe not something you weren't expecting?
No, not really. I was expecting any little thing, but yeah, I've heard a million different random questions, and I was preparing like with my I guess my PR trainer and everything. We were preparing, and they were like, okay, you'll get questions like, are you an apple or are you an orange, or just random stuff like that. So I was prepared for just random questions and just trying to figure out the best way to answer it. And if I got that question, I was gonna say I'm an apple because I'm hard to the core. So
There we go.
I had a bunch of different. I guess I had all the questions that they heard about being asked, and just had them all kind of in the back of my head, and kind of make it kind of a joke back. So yeah, I mean, I was prepared for everything, but I honestly didn't get any of those type of questions.
Okay, you're very prepared because my next question was going to be if you're an apple or an orange after that.
Yeah.
So you were really on top of the game here, man. What are some of the teams that you have been talking to, if you are comfortable telling us that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot. I talked to the Bills a lot. I talked to the Commanders a lot. Cowboys, Saints, Dolphins, Philadelphia, 49ers, Green Bay. Man, there's a few more.
Yeah, that's a lot
Yeah,
already.
that's a good problem to have.
Decent
Yeah.
amount, but that's a decent amount. But I mean, there's really been I guess, about 6 of those teams that have been talking to me quite often.
Wow.
So with us located here in the Arklatex, I know Cowboys and Saints fans' ears probably perked up when they heard that.
Mine did.
What about your
yeah.
visit with Dallas and New Orleans stood out for you?
Yeah, really with the Cowboys, I really like their style of play. I mean, like that they're close to home as well. And yeah, I grew up a Cowboys fan, so that's something that'd be super cool. And then with the Saints, I really like their D-line coach. Really like the way he went about his business whenever we met. We talked about like our families, talked about background, this and that, and then went into football, broke down my film, and made sure we critiqued everything I did, stuff like that. Kind of broke down their defense, got on the board, this and that, and then straight to the field and about 45 minutes of field work. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed those meetings a lot, and yeah, I enjoy every opportunity I get to talk with these NFL teams, because it's something I've been dreaming for since I was born.
It's got to be absolutely surreal. I can't imagine. And I'm sure you've talked to your agent and some other teams. What are we thinking right now in terms of where you'll get selected in the draft, or do you have an idea at all?
I don't really have a great idea. I know pretty early, so I've heard a lot of talks in first, second round. So heard pretty early, but don't have any definite answer. I mean, there's been guys that are projected top 20 and fall to later in the draft. So, I don't want to jinx nothing. I don't want to say nothing because I really don't fully know. But all I've been hearing is pretty early.
And you say you grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan. Just taking us back to Texarkana and how you grew up. When did you first fall in love with the sport of football? And you said you've dreamt about it from an early age. When was that moment where I was like, I'm going to be a professional football player. This is what I want to do?
Yeah, it was really right whenever I started playing, second grade. So I guess that's like 7 years old. So yeah, whenever I first started playing, I just loved being able to let my aggression out. So that's something that it's always given me from a young age. Just kind of whenever I got on the field, mind always goes free. Don't have to worry about anything outside of the game of football, besides the game of football when you're on the field. And that's what I always loved about it. And I loved you could just be yourself. It brings that brotherhood, those close relationships. So, I mean, it's something that, I mean, it's a blessing to have the opportunity to do that for my job, So, really exciting.
How helpful is it for your brother as well to watch you go through this process and to be able to talk to him, because he kind of seems like another guy that might be right here in a few years?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's great for him. I feel like I've even helped him with coming into the collegiate process, just kind of giving him a heads up of how the transition is, this and that, because from everything I'm hearing right now, he's killing it down in Texas, dominating in spring ball, being the same player I knew he would be. So I think he'll get on the field real early, and I do feel like he'll be a 3-and-out guy and get drafted, I mean, hopefully even higher than I go. So it's super cool, and it's super cool being able to be a mentor towards him.
So you're a Razorback. He's going to be a Longhorn. Are you going to have any burnt orange gear, or is it all red Razorbacks like the whole way for you?
I told him I'll wear burnt orange for this next 3 to 4 years, but after that, I won't put it on again.
That's fair enough, man. And let's talk about high school. I mean, you went to a powerhouse in Texas, a football cathedral in a lot of ways, with just the facilities and the way it's run. A lot of people, especially here in Louisiana, don't have that exact experience that you guys have up at PG. What's it like growing up as a Pleasant Grove football player?
It was really cool. I feel like honestly, my freshman year was the first year PG football really took off into what it is today, and being a part of that kind of process of kind of changing the narrative was really cool because the year before I got there, whenever I was in 8th grade, they went to the 3rd round, and then my freshman year made it to state, and from then on, it's just been consistently 3rd round or deeper. And if you're not making it, if you're not playing in December, it's a bad season. So it kind of shows you how to compete, how to win, and how to be a winner in life. And then those coaches up there just I mean it's more than football to them. I mean, Ben Harmon, the quarterback coach there right now, I played with him. He was our quarterback. I heard I mean, he'll literally drive 20 minutes, pick kids up before school, take them to breakfast, stuff like that. And it's just, I mean, they pour so much into those kids, so much into the community. And I guess winning is the rewards that they reap from what they put into it. So, I mean, I feel like there's going to be a lot more years of winning, and I feel like I mean, as long as Coach Gibson's there and they keep that right staff there, it's going to be a lot more state championships and a lot more deep playoff runs.
With that being said, let's talk about Coach Gibson a bit. And do you still, how much do you still get to talk to him, and how helpful has he been for you through this whole process?
Oh yeah, I mean, I talk to Coach Gibson at least, I mean, at least once a week. Whether it be a text or something, but for the most part, we'll call at least every 2 weeks, every month, something like that. Me and him have a really close relationship. He actually married me and my wife last April. So super close with him, super relational guy, and a winner. So
Yep.
love the guy. He reminds me a lot of myself. And yeah, I talked to him as much as I could throughout this process. Anytime I got kind of overwhelmed with it, this and that, he'd be like, "Man, just relax. You put in what needed to be put in." And he always taught us, "You reap what you sow." Or yeah, you reap what you sow. So basically, he said, you've been putting in the extra work, doing everything you needed to do since you've been here with me. So the rewards are going to come. Just keep going, head up. I mean, continue to ball.
So last April, you've been married about a year, right?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
happy anniversary there.
April
Congratulations,
6th. Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Appreciate it.
So kind of along that line of what you learned at Pleasant Grove, is there any particular lesson that you picked up, whether it was in classes or in the locker room with teammates, that you carry with you today as you're heading on into embark on a new part of your NFL and football journey?
Yeah, really that brotherhood aspect. I feel like you gotta have a tight knit group to win. You gotta care about the person you're playing with to truly give your all for them. And I mean, if you're not gonna do it for yourself, do it for someone else. And that's something that taught me back at Pleasant Grove, because I mean, we were every week in, week out. You got 11 hats flying to the ball. You got everybody playing. I mean, as they say, full tilt. And I mean, yeah, that's the biggest thing that sticks out to me, just the full tilt mindset, kind of giving it your all, playing for the guy next to you, not just for yourself. And that's how you win games. And that's how we went against teams that, I mean, there was multiple times that we're going in playing teams that have a lot more talent than we had, and somehow we beat them by 20, 30, just based off of how hard we play and how well we play together. So really just togetherness, and I mean, to give your all in everything you do, not just for yourself, but for others.
And the facility's been upgraded since you've graduated from PG.
Man,
Have
it
you
looks
been
like a
back to
college.
see it?
Yeah. Man, yeah, I've been back. I've been back whenever they first put in the new field house and redid the turf and the football field. And then I think 3 weeks ago, I went by and I saw the new track and the new baseball facility, this and that. I mean, it's insane. It's definitely better than a lot of Division I football programs facilities. So it's those kids are blessed, and the community's blessed to have that. So it's super cool. It's super neat, and I mean, they're not going to need much more for a long time. I wouldn't think so.
Well, back in the Friday Football Fever days, I don't know how many times I said LSU fans, you're going to be real happy with this one right here. Every time we showed you sacking a quarterback or whatever, ended up going to Arkansas, and
Yeah.
I did kind of want to ask you about that transition and why Arkansas do you think was eventually the right place for you?
Yeah, Arkansas, in all honesty, it reminded me a lot of home, and I knew I needed to get back to my roots. I felt like I kind of, not going to say lost myself, but kind of somewhat strayed away, from who I was, and kind of got when I was at LSU, just definitely a lot in my head. I was coming off those injuries from high school, trying to recover from those, trying to adjust to the college life, this and that. And I had a great relationship with Coach Pittman, Coach Barry Odom, and that whole staff. And I knew it was time to. I knew I needed a change. I knew I needed to change the scenery, a different place to really amplify my game and become the player I am today. And not going to say it couldn't have happened at LSU. Just at that time in my life, I felt like it was best to make that change and make that decision to go to Arkansas. And man, it's been great, So it's super. It's been a great experience at Arkansas, and my time at LSU was great, but it just wasn't right for me.
And just the college experience in Fayetteville, well, what's your favorite part about being in that part of the state and the college environment, being a Razorback? What stands out the most for you?
Yeah, whole state's behind you. There's one hog. There's nothing else in Arkansas besides Arkansas football. So those fans go crazy about it and love their team, passionate about the university, passionate about Arkansas in general. So yeah, I mean just that whole fan base. I have a lot of care for them and love the university.
I'm one of those guys that loves to hear Coach Pittman talk at any press conference, anytime.
Yeah.
I love when he said "embrace the hog" at media days. It was so good. Is there a Coach Pittman ism or saying that always kind of stuck out to you?
Man, yeah, really the embrace the Hulk. We had a whole little somewhat of like a chant or this and that. It was this whole season was basically embrace the hog, and that means more than just what it sounds like. It means you're basically how I said in high school, like playing for your brother next to you, but you're playing for more than yourself. You're playing not only for yourself or your brother next to you or your family, but you're playing for the state. You're playing for that name on the front of your chest, not the back. So that's kind of what it meant to me, and kind of I mean had us all buy into embracing that hog.
And your impact on that program was evident, and not to make it a negative, but when you went down against Missouri, the outpouring of support turned into a positive. What did you feel from that, with whether it was the fan base or fellow players coming to make sure you are all right as you went down with that scary injury? Obviously, you've recovered since then. You were out of the hospital, that day. But what was that support like from the fan base?
Yeah, I mean it was very surreal. I mean, I guess I knew the fan base and the community cared about me, but I didn't know it was that many people. I'm getting on Twitter and it's you have 20,000 people who have posted this and that, and it's just so many people that I didn't know cared about me that did, and that really care about the players for that university, and it's cool to know that I made an impact like that somewhere, and that I left an impact on not only the fan base but my teammates as well. So no, I'll definitely continue to go back as much as possible and continue to give back to that Arkansas community and that university.
So we like to, because this is kind of a new show for us, so we're kind of finding our way. And when we have athletes on like you, we kind of like to peel back some layers a little bit and get to know you a little more. So I know one question we always ask, are we an anime guy, Netflix? What are we watching when we have some downtime?
Man, if I'm being honest with you, I've never been big on really watching TV, or sounds weird. I've never been big on like watching TV and movies or watching like listening to music, nothing like that. Okay.
So do we play video games? How does that work?
Yeah, no, I've never been like a big, I guess, movie watcher or big on anything like that or with music or anything. I've always been, guess, somewhat outdoorsy, playing sports, always outside. My parents kind of forced me outside as a kid. They were like, no, you're not gonna on our, I guess, days off of school or in the summer, I wasn't just gonna sit around the house. They always had me outside running around, riding bikes, stuff like that. So never really, I guess, got big on video games or got big on watching TV like that. So it kind of continues to this day now, where whenever I have some downtime, I'll go golf with some buddies or I'll go find something to do. I can't just sit around.
Well, that makes me feel like maybe my parents were right. At the end of the day, you're the one going to the NFL. I'm sitting here in this chair, brother. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So playing golf is an activity for you. Do you do any outdoor activities in terms of like hunting as well, or is it just being outside in the sun, being active, riding bikes or things like that?
Yeah, definitely hunt a little bit. I never really have enough time because right in the middle of football season. So I'll go duck hunt a little bit, and man, that's about it. I definitely plan on getting into it more once I'm done playing football, but for now, it's strictly football and I guess golf, whatever I can do outside of my free time. Really, I guess pour a lot into my craft of the game of football, so a lot of my free time is going towards extra training, extra film, extra stuff like that. So I really, honestly, don't have a whole lot of downtime.
So want to kind of bring it a little bit more on a serious note. You are an advocate for people that have alopecia. You talked about it on the NFL Network when they interviewed you, and the quote that stood out to me was, "Embrace being different." What does it mean to be somebody that has alopecia and being an advocate for those that know that, hey, you can be just like me, and no matter what field you go into, you're somebody that can be different but be successful and embrace what's going on with your life?
Exactly. I know that's something I actually went and spoke for. It's called I think Children's Alopecia Foundation. I went and spoke with them to a group of kids in California that all had alopecia and everything. And that's something that kind of stuck with me. Whenever I said that, I kind of just said that, kind of giving a speech to them, and it just kind of stuck with me to kind of let that be known, embrace being different. And man, that basically in my mind, it's give back. God gave you this image for a reason. He didn't do this for you to not be comfortable with your own body and pour out to help others that are going through the same thing you are. I know for kids at a younger age, me growing up, I was diagnosed with alopecia when I was like 5, 6 years old. So I know it's real tough. So I try to reach out to really every kid that has to go through that and kind of be there for them, kind of, sign something for them, kind of have a talk with them. I've given out my number multiple times to, kids with kids' parents and from the kids that have alopecia, and just let them know to give me a call if they're ever struggling with something, just want to talk. Throughout high school, there was honestly not a whole lot of kids in Texarkana with alopecia, but there was always about, I think, around 4 to 5 from that area that, I went to Little League football games to kind of be there, watch those kids play, take pictures with them, and just kind of hang around, So it's a super cool thing for me to have personally. I feel like I was blessed with alopecia because I'm able to help others with it as well.
And carrying that on, did you have an opportunity growing up to reach out to others with alopecia, maybe other professional athletes that maybe had an example for you to follow?
I personally did not. I never really tried to. It was kind of weird. I guess I wasn't super big. I was big into sports, but not big into watching pro sports until I hit like that 7, 8-year-old range, and that's whenever it started getting better for me. Whenever I hit around that 7 to 8-year-old range, and I got into actually playing sports, building my my friend group, my bonds with people. So it wasn't as tough for me as it was with a lot of people that I've talked to. But no, so I've never actually reached out to any professional athletes or anything with alopecia when I was younger.
Well, you're setting a great example either way. I'm happy that you're able to help some kids out, and I know it's powerful when they hear from you. So I'm going to get on the silly side again. We had Cam Jackson on from Florida here a couple weeks back, and we gave him a chance. Prime time game, first time in the NFL. The guys you're gonna pick your head up and you're gonna say, Landon Jackson, whatever. What are you gonna say your first time you're starting on a prime time game, man?
My bad. I got a call and it blanked out. I was trying to fix it. Can you repeat that question?
No, you're good. No, so we had Cam Jackson on a couple of weeks ago, and we set a scenario up for him. It's your first primetime game in the NFL. You got to introduce yourself on the broadcast. Landon Jackson, whatever. What are you gonna say?
Landon Jackson, University of Arkansas.
There it is.
I'm gonna keep it pretty basic. just kind of leave it at what it is. I see a lot of people go back and say their high school or their just something random out of pocket. But I think I'm just gonna keep it basic. Landon Jackson, University of Arkansas.
Perfect.
And being an example, with your family and how supportive have they been, and how excited are you to share that moment with them coming up when you hear your name called and your future in the NFL, along with your wife as well?
Yeah, no, it's super cool. Everybody's really, really anxious, really excited for the moment. My parents call me quite often. I'm talked to my dad the other night, and he was just kind of saying, "Man, it's crazy how quick it's coming and how real it is." Because it's something we talked about from a young age, something he's always kind of not going to say put on us, but we always talked about we wanted to be professional athletes. He went and played collegiate basketball. Mom went and played collegiate volleyball, but not any pros, I guess, immediately in our family. So it's super cool to get this opportunity, and I mean it's super cool for, like you said earlier, my little brother, just seeing that I get it done, and it makes it even more real for him, and he sees it's even more possible.
And that's fantastic. You got anything else? Or I think
Landon, you've been awesome, man. We wish you well, whether it's in a Dallas Cowboys star or a Saints fleur-de-lis or anywhere else in the NFL. The fleur-de-lis would be awesome. But yeah, man, appreciate your time, and thank you for joining us and hanging with us through these technical difficulties.
And one last thing for you, Landon. When we're calling your highlights in the NFL, can we be the only TV station to have the nickname for you, the Apple?
That works.
All right, we got it. That's perfect. Landon Jackson, you are the man. Best of luck next week. We should do this again once you get settled in your new home, man.
For sure. That sounds good. I appreciate y'all for having me.
So Alex did not disappear. Part of technical difficulties is that things happen.
I'm on the way up. Don't worry.
I just want to talk about the interview with Landon Jackson. Very awesome. Glad that he took the time to speak with us. Hopefully he's drafted. Could be a day 1 pick. Could be a day 2 pick, second, third round, but we're hoping for a first round pick as Alex Anderson makes his way back into the studio.
All right, we're good.
Alex, what did you think of that interview with Landon, and how awesome was he as an interview guest?
I thought it was incredible. So, well polished, if you will. Like, clearly he's been trained.
Yeah.
I'm a little out of breath, I ran. Clearly he's been trained at this level to talk to media, to talk to us. I mean, that was just a legit conversation. It didn't have that feel of, because like we interview a lot of high school kids and they don't know any better. They've never dealt with this.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious question, answer. Like this was a little more of a conversation. And his piece on alopecia and how he's helping those, that was really powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And if he's a first-round pick, if he's a second-round pick, it doesn't matter. He's a great example for the kids to follow.
Yeah, and I'll give you a chance to catch your breath. That's that SEC media training. First learned some bits at LSU, went to Arkansas, learned it well in Fayetteville as well. And Landon Jackson, just awesome interview, and we wish him well for his NFL career. So we will switch gears now to one of our, passions here is following hockey. Alex Anderson, for you. The Shreveport Mudbugs, you had quite the experience covering them this past weekend. This is recording on Monday, airs tomorrow, airs on Wednesday, excuse me. So you saw the Mudbugs lose twice, one more heartbreaking than the other. Game 1, that triple overtime game. What was your experience?
Triple OT was brutal to go down that way, right?
Yeah.
I'm covering it for our real job. You were off for Good Friday, so I'm there by myself. I'm trying to do, one-man band this thing, and the way that the game ends, we have a 9 o'clock show, then we have a 10 o'clock show, then we have an overnight recording. Well, all that's great and wonderful, except the fact that the game just won't end. So that kind of put me in a weird spot. The funniest part of the whole thing, which is funny now, it was 0-0 all throughout, right? So we go, second period ends, I look at the clock and I'm like, I really got to get something in for the 9 o'clock, because if I wait till the third, who knows what could happen, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, I can definitely get this done in like the 20-minute intermission. No problem. I'd already cut some stuff for in the first period. It was done. So I run outside to the little smoking area, because it's the quietest place you can get.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to voice my highlights. I have the mic on. It's a little windy. I got my jacket over. I'm like ducked down in my jacket trying to do the highlights.
Yeah.
Voice everything. Trying to export it to send it back, and it's taken like 45 minutes to export, which I know our people at home don't understand. It shouldn't take that long, whatever.
Should take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes, if that.
I call Daniel. I'm freaking out. We fix it. We had to restart the computer. Surprise, surprise. Everything worked. I'm like, great, wonderful. I hadn't missed that much game, and the words leave my mouth like I think I pulled this off. The second I said it, talking to myself, crowd goes wild. I went wild. I thought I was alone out there.
Yeah.
I turn around and there's a poor security guard that had to just listen to my entire internal monologue out loud. So apologies, sir, for that. And then it ended up not mattering at all because Corpus tied it shortly after, and then they played 3 overtimes, and I got some incredible stuff. But yeah, they lost Saturday night as well. Just didn't look great. You know, they had a push in the second where they tied it. They had one shift. There were some big hits. The crowd was really getting into it, but it just really felt like there was this air of things had gone so well the previous weekend at home against Corpus that it was almost like the team and the fans thought this is no big deal. This is a formality before we get to Lone Star. Yeah. And I think that's been the biggest issue. As we talk, they're down 2-0 in Game 3, first intermission right now. If they lose this game, the season is over. Fingers crossed that it's not over. We missed an important part of the show.
Sock check?
The sock check. Let's do it.
All right, sock check.
All right. Oh, yeah.
DBZ, love again.
We're matching again. I got Goku Black. He's got Piccolo.
You know.
Come on.
Namek proud. Actually, I think this kind of, let's see, will my foot disappear? There we go.
Oh, it does.
The green,
yeah,
there we go.
Green.
All right.
Okay, well, it's
ankle.
It's Piccolo for our Dragon Ball fans out there.
Shout out to Namek.
If you somehow listen to this show and are also a Dragon Ball fan, please reach out to us.
Yes.
That would be fantastic.
We may get an interview, depending on, who you are.
I mean, depends on the time of year.
Right.
Okay, so
that sock check break into kind of not really a rant from Alex or a timeout or ticked off. But you were ticked off in that moment in the Mudbugs game.
Yep.
This is the official start of the ticked off timeout segment.
Take it away.
If you go to the movies and you have a full-on conversation and disturb your fellow patrons that paid money to go watch this film, the death penalty is a little strong. But I think your account should be deducted for every patron that is having the movie disturbed. The cost of the movie ticket should go to you, and then you should that should be the penalty.
What movie was interrupted?
It was a recap of an anime. Surprise, surprise. Daniel Brown likes anime. Kaiju number 8. It was supposed to be a recap of said movie, season 1 leading into season 2. So not only was I upset that it didn't really get into as much detail of season 1 to be a full recap. I had 2 jamokes talking in the middle of the movie, and before I could say something, my awesome girlfriend, Melissa, said, "Could you please keep it down? Could you whisper?" She was very nice about it. I was 25 seconds away from going over there to, "Hey, could y'all please shut the F up?" Because I had to do that at Infinity War.
Oh, wow, yeah.
In the Avengers movie, 2 teenagers just yucking it up. Hey, could y'all shut the F up? And it worked. So sometimes when you match hostility with ignorance, it sometimes works out. I know sometimes you probably shouldn't confront people, but I think most people have the social understanding to not talk in the middle of a movie, and I was hot. I think my next thing, rather than being verbally, expletives, is just stand in front of them.
Yeah.
So, is this bothering you?
Yep.
And then, okay, so that might be my next move. So if you're talking in a movie and you see a person come up and just stand right in front of you, it's probably me. Or I might just cuss you out. I hate people that talk in the middle of movies.
It's terrible.
I hate it.
There's no.
Keep
why are
keep
you
your
going?
cell phone in your pocket.
You can watch it at home.
Wait. You paid for this.
But you could now stream everything. Like, why? If you want that experience, then just do it at home, right?
Boy.
And you reminded me, actually, you reminded me of 2 rants that I was going to have that I completely forgot about. I'm trying to do better.
Yeah.
The Minecraft movie. We kind of talked about this off air. We've seen the shenanigans and the people when he says chicken jockey and they go nuts. Like, okay, well, we're destroying property and that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But the Minecraft movie is a meme. It exists in this world, that it's this very popular thing. They're kind of making fun of it. It's making fun of itself. Teenagers are reacting. Whatever. Let's not do this for every movie.
No.
Right? Let's not pick out this line that everyone's just funny. And so The Revenge of the Sith is coming back out for the anniversary. It's one of my greatest.
Alex is a big Star Wars fan.
One of the best movies ever made. I'm already seeing clips of the people when Anakin does his speech about bringing peace, justice, and stability to his new empire, and blah, 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 and then they're your new empire. Brother, we understand that you know the line of this movie.
Yeah.
If you're in this theater, it's a strong chance you know that line.
Yeah.
People that have never seen Star Wars know that rant. You know what the worst part about people, the worst people that watch movies with? The ones that quote the entire movie while you're watching it.
Yeah.
Sick flex, bro. You've watched the movie a bunch of times. If we get it, let it go.
And part of the experience of going into the movies is like when you have funny moments, everybody laughs. Or you have an awesome moment like when I know the second batch of trilogy movies wasn't very
It was terrible,
looked upon fondly. But the moment where they go into hyperspace and it goes like, when they go into the ship and like the captain sacrifices herself to save the fleet escaping, that was amazing. And like everybody in the movie was like, oh, it was like, but it was also had the quiet moment of space as well.
I was already checked out because that was
loved
after,
that moment.
That was after Leia did the Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's too many rants.
Avengers Endgame moment too was pretty awesome too.
Also, second rant.
You know, if you know, you know.
Second rant. Okay. Little road rage moment for me this Saturday.
Okay.
We're going to the Mudbugs game. We go to Whole Foods first. I get a little slice of pizza. I know we're running long. I get a slice of pizza. I'm gonna eat it on the way to the game.
Yeah.
Right. I got pizza in one hand on the other wheel. I'm chewing. Right. Pulling out of Whole Foods, back on 70th. I'm going right. There's cars coming. It's a busy road.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know it well.
So definitely shouldn't have gone the first time.
Okay.
Second time, probably could have gone if I like punched it.
Yeah.
But again, I got pizza in hand, distracted driving. I know. Pizza in hand. It's distracted driving awareness month.
Yeah.
Pizza in hand. I'm gonna play on the err on the side of caution here, right? Okay. This guy behind me, wah, wah, he's laying on the horn. Like, and then there was traffic after that. So like solid minute and a half of this dude just laying on the horn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm upset.
Yeah.
Wife takes the pizza from me. I pull off, and he comes out behind me, and he will not come past me. Right? So I slow down a little bit. You know, I wait. He gets right beside me.
Yeah.
I start honking the horn.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him. He's honking the horn. Never looks at me one time. If you're going to honk the horn, look over. Man up.
Yeah,
right?
man up.
I should probably not be talking about this on camera. Nothing happened. No words were exchanged.
This one random person, but he deserved it.
Yes. Like, bro.
Sorry, Alex was being safe. Didn't want to cause an accident.
And that pizza was so good. And it was not Jeff Beimfor. No. You might expect that. I probably shouldn't say that either. Okay.
We're going to put him on the spot. I think we know where we're going. Is it Matt's Minute?
I think we're going to close things out. We got Matt's Minute, and then we'll say goodbye. Matt, I don't know how this is going to work, but he has prepared a minute for us, our director, our station comedian.
I'm going
We're
pull
going
up my
to get the
Apple
timer
Watch.
going for the minute. He says it might be longer than a minute.
It's okay. We went long on this show. This is the longest episode of the Benchwarmers.
All right. Are we ready?
I will start when you're speaking.
Matt's Minute, go.
Well, hey there, folks. Alex, Daniel, thank you once again there, folks, for inviting me on the podcast program there, folks. You've given me a moment to speak my mind there, folks, and I'm choosing to take this opportunity there, folks, to impart a little wisdom that I've been given many, many years ago there, folks, and I've held it in my heart for very long, and it has carried me through every single day of my life there, folks. I wake up in the morning and I have this feeling there, folks, and it carries me through and it empowers my day there, folks, and I'd love the opportunity to share that with you there, folks. One day, oh, would you look at the time there, folks? I am completely out of time there, folks. I am so sorry there, folks. I'll have to catch you next week there, folks, and I've got a giant pot of boiling porridge that I must attend to. Thank you there, folks. Alex, Daniel, back to you, folks.
All right.
Folks.
1 minute and 0.25, so that 2500ths of a second.
Okay, so it was a little longer than a minute.
I was like, that's a minute. That's a minute.
And maybe next week we can get to his point.
That's a Matt's Minute.
That was a Matt's Minute. Guys, it's been a Benchwarmers hour at this point, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Big thank you to Landon Jackson. We hope to hear his name in the first round.
Yeah.
Either way, he's going to be a stud. We don't care where he gets drafted. Be sure to tune in next week. Every Wednesday we'll be here. Mudbugs still down 2-0. Thank you for hanging out with the Benchwarmers.